Bye.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we TWF proudly bring to you TWF Turbo here on April 24th, 2025. We have a stacked card here for you tonight. We're gonna get a bit too well done. Matthew, why are you a well done steak? As we get ready to start the show here, ladies and gentlemen. The returning Hardy Boys will be facing off against Truth and Consequence in our opening matchup. Let's switch the stream. And my ads are about to start. Truth and Consequences will be facing off against the Hardy Boys. We're gonna start our ad break and we'll get started with the show, ladies and gentlemen. As we're getting ready to start TWF. TWF starts here. Oh my. I forgot to turn on my light. Give me 1 second. All right. Just started the break. Our predictions live, though, for those waiting to start the show. Once we get back from ad break, we will start TWF, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the hold up. Don't want to get anything going on while there's an ad, because that's annoying. No, I want you guys to enjoy this show and not have to see Fortnite ads or whatever the fuck they are. Oh, I don't have ads. Dallas, you're subscribed. We do have we're gonna get our prediction going up live right here, Dallas. I think you're one of my only subscribers. Truth and Consequences making their way to the ring right now. Be facing off against the Hardy Boys.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 498 pounds, the Scorpion,
D'Angelo Marcus and Maverick Blade. Though a quite oddball tag team here in TWF, but doing great work nonetheless. Prediction's gonna go live, ladies and gentlemen, as TWF is, at least on my end, is on the last ad. Boy, making their way back to the TWF once again, the Hardy Boys. The charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy, and his brother Matt. They make their way back to TWF. They're going to be facing off Truth or Consequences here in our opening matchup here.
and their opponents at a combined weight of 459 pounds.
The Hardy Boys.
Harvey and Matt Hardy.
It's 81 degrees out. The Harvey Boys. Yeah, you're right. The Harvey Boys. WWE. Am I mute still? Hello? Oh my god. Why did my microphone disconnect from on OBS's side? That's weird. Thank you, Harrison. Truth and Consequences is going to be taking on the Hardy Boys here on TWF in our opening contest live in Chicago, Illinois here tonight. Also, 81 degrees. Bro, it's like 70 right now. Yeah, if that. It's so nice. An elbow right to the face of Maverick Blade. And Jeff Hardy going for that forearm, but Maverick Blade able to duck underneath. As we see a beautiful roll over pin attempt by Maverick Blade, and he throws a big kick. And Jeff Hardy able to reverse out of it. OBS, bro, OBS has been wonky as hell. But hello, you fickle humans. Jeff Hardy thrown into the corner here as Truth or Consequences gets the tag out. D'Angelo Marcus making his way over, and a lariat to Jeff Hardy in the corner. Through the Consequences, one of the hottest tag teams in TWF to join up. Going for this big splash. Oh, D'Angelo Marcus looks for something off the top rope. But Jeff Hardy had it coming, knew what was coming, and just able to sidestep out of it as he sends D'Angelo into the corner. Makes the tag to his brother Jeff. Or Jeff makes the tag to his brother Matt, excuse me. Atomic drop. I was doing a new Daniel Bryan Planet Champion type greeting. Interesting. I didn't catch that because I didn't watch WWE during the Planet Champion, like the hemp belt thing. It was weird. As the Hardy Boys taking control of this match, D'Angelo Marcus takes on his knee slammed right into the ground by Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy delivering another Hello, I am muted again. Well, the crowd is fickle. That is not, he's not wrong about that, but at the same time, just the crowd will join, whether will follow if they like it or not. He'll either be a good guy or a bad guy. It's just that simple. A tag made by to D'Angelo Marcus from Maverick Blade. A double team powerhouse move here. D'Angelo Marcus. Oh, I thought he was going to go for maybe a camel clutch there. But no. Instead, slams the head of Matt Hardy against the mat. But a leg sweep. D'Angelo Marcus up quickly as the tag is made. D'Angelo Marcus getting rowdy in the ring here. But Jeff Hardy just as rowdy with a twist of fate. Will the deal be sealed here? No, Maverick Blade's able there to break it up. Where's the Survivor Series going to be located, Mario? As a Swanton Bomb onto D'Angelo Marcus from Jeff Hardy. Almost gets the 3 count there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost a 3. Petco Park in San Diego. Interesting. A 3D by the Hardy Boys. The Dudley Boys wrestle here in TWF. I don't know if that's the Hardy Boys trying to call out the Dudleys subtly, but I think that, I mean, that might be a rivalry we're seeing here in TWF. A springboard leg drop right to the abdomen is the home of the MLB Padres. I mean, I knew where Petco Park was, but, or like what it was, but thank you for enlightening those who didn't know. Angelo Dawkins t-shirts in the crowd as D'Angelo Marcus cranking on the neck of Matt Hardy and slams him down onto the ground. Tag out to Maverick Blade. Truth and Consequences working very well as a team in the TWF. The same way you do it in a football stadium. Football stadiums just have a easier size to work with. Lots of wrestling shows were held in minor league baseball arenas. A DDT right onto Maverick Blade by Matt Hardy. The fans here in Chicago really playing to the Cactus's sensibilities here tonight. And a twist of fate to Maverick Blade, but D'Angelo Marcus there to break it up. This is the opening match here for TWF Turbo. A springboard senton by Matt Hardy as Maverick Blade kips up and throws a big punch. A rear naked choke. A tag made by Jeff Hardy. Dallas didn't get that. That's why there's also ground rules for each baseball stadium. And a lariat by Hardy taking down Blade, but Blade kips back up. A punch to the face as Jeff Hardy now. An uppercut to the back of the neck. They have their own. Each baseball stadium has a slightly different rule set because of these various shapes. They're called ground rules. You know, like that's the grounds that they play on, so that's the rules. Also commonly referred to as a ballpark double. You know, like something like that would be like a ballpark double. Something that bounces over the fence. Maverick Blade with a big shot right into the back of the head of Jeff Hardy, and as these two working together with a double cut buster right onto Jeff Hardy. That's a ground rule double. Right, but there's other ground rules besides just the ground rule double. Maverick Blade trying to use the ropes on the Hardy Boys here tonight. Collar and elbow as Maverick Blade sends Jeff Hardy into the blue corner. There's a Chaos Club sign. Crowd here excited about Richard Mason in the main event against Garrett Rogers. In a tables match here on TWF Turbo. D'Angelo Marcus sending Jeff Hardy into the corner. Makes the tag. Holds him back and a lariat leg sweep takedown. A springboard. Maverick Blade with a beautiful diving corkscrew moonsault body press, and Jeff Hardy just narrowly kicks out. Elbow right into the head.
That's a good tag.
Twist of fate in a wheelbarrow position. What a brutal move. Hardy has Maverick Blade up on his shoulders and delivers a brutal Death Valley driver. Maverick Blade trying to crawl into his partner's D'Angelo Marcus, who's waiting on the apron, but Matt Hardy keeping the pressure applied. A kick stopping him from trying to make that quick hot tag. Matt Hardy goes up top and delivers a brutal top rope leg drop. Goes for the cover. Referee slides into position. 1, 2. D'Angelo Marcus getting in just a little too late there. And a kick right to the head by Maverick Blade. Will this be the turning point momentum that he needs in this match over Jeff Hardy? That ends a Gurry. A quick tag made as D'Angelo Marcus zoning in on who he needs to take out. That is Matt Hardy. He smells the blood in the water like he's a shark, ladies and gentlemen. Sends him into the corner. Double team Maverick Blade. Going to the outside, confusing the ref and Jeff Hardy. Able to slow down enough for a power bomb, but Jeff Hardy reverses into a Hurricanrana. To the outside now, Maverick Blade not looking good. Jeff Hardy sensing that this is his opportunity to strike and change the momentum of the match. to make him the number, make the Hardy Boys seen in a grander light. Maverick Blade with the reversal, continuing this onslaught here. Angelo Marcus waiting patiently for his opportunity to strike. You know he's got to be looking for a brutal camel clutch. Green Bay hosts the NFL draft today, tomorrow and Saturday. Sweet. And Matt Hardy breaking up that pin. Jeff was not going to kick out of that. Maverick Blade, quick two-step between the eyes. I thought he was going to give him a back massage. Instead, he just threw his face right into the mat. Oh, geez. Maverick Blade in control of this matchup as Jeff Hardy rolls back in and out of the ring real quick. But Jeff Hardy gives him the flare spot, the deadly dive, sends him soaring into the center of the ring. The cover, 2. And Maverick Blade kicks out just in the nick of time. The running knee strike, or the running drop kick by Maverick Blade, and puts Jeff Hardy down. And I almost was going to watch Party It with you guys if I could find a good way of streaming it to Discord. Truth and Consequences picking up another win. The Hardy Boys showing that they still have some gas in the tank. Might be a tag team champions here in TWF soon enough. But if Truth and Consequences gets those belts first, I don't know if they're going to let go of them anytime soon. I did not. I was already setting up stream. Truth and Consequences just showing off here tonight in this opening match against the Hardy Boys. That beautiful corkscrew plancha by Maverick Blade really set. Jeff is taking a nap now. That was a GTS kind of, but harder. And Maverick Blade and D'Angelo Marcus celebrating in the ring. An odd pair couple here for a tag team in TWF, but they seem to work well in the ring together. Truth and Consequences picks up a big win in our opening matchup here. In our next match, we're going to actually see Big Red Benson. Wait, let's go to our prediction as well. Nobody bet, except for me. Big Red Benson and El Tigre de Parpara will be facing. Matt Hardy went sleeping with the fishes. Bro, all the Hardys are knocked out. Big Red Benson versus El Tigre de Parpara. Bring back the Rising Sun Warriors. Man, I'd have to remake them. I don't even remember how they look, bro. As we get into our next contest, the US champion makes his way to the ring. A zesty jiu-jitsu fighter named Big Red Benson.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Aurora, Illinois, weighing in.
He's here to face El Tigre de Parpara in this non-title matchup here on Turbo. Big Red Benson said he wants to get a match and get some more momentum in his matchup here in his run with this US title. Yeah, Matthew, we made a pretty cool tag team. I really like Truth and Consequences. I think they're gonna do well. As Big Red Benson, though, showing off here in the ring with his U.S. title. Are you proud to hold on to that? You will be facing El Tigre de Barbara, who's been... Why'd you just get off the phone with the Illinois Police Department? Oh, dang. Crazy. I forgot that somebody tried to burn down your Amazon facility, Dallas. As Big Red Benson and El Tigre square up, that punch didn't even phase him, and another chop. El Tigre has his work cut out for him here. Steve would be backstage looking disgusted at Big Red Benson. Well, Steve Hollywood hasn't messaged the Cactus back about making his return. Or is Miles Maximus or Olivia Vargas. A roll through by Big Red Benson and the double stomp right to the chest of El Tigre de Papara, the Purple Tiger. Oh. As the Purple Tiger is up against the ropes, Big Red Benson sends one for the ride, but missteps. Big Red Benson, we saw it in a parking lot brawl, taking out Fergus Stonebridge last week to get his spot against Colt Danielson. Bandons is going crazy in the ring, but El Tigre finally getting the Big Red Benson off his feet, but not able. You never offered me. Steve, I sent the offer out to the Cactus sent out all the offers at the end of the TWF season. Sure, that's up to you if you want him to be a heel or a face, as, I mean... Yes, we know what you mean. You're saying cuck. I don't like that word. Yeah, and you sort of forgot that I'm not going to allow certain words to be said in my chat no matter what. So, get bent. That is true. I do need faces, as everybody wants to be a bad guy. El Tigre de Papura is supposed to be a good guy, fighting the good fight against Big Red Benson. Big Red Benson has been showing a crazy zesty side after winning the title. Referee continuing the count. Technically, yes. As you just made everybody else be bad guys, you're like, oh, everybody else is a bad guy. Olivia Vargas being a heel made it so much sense, though. She felt like she was there to beat your ass and do nothing else. Big Red Benson. I might join the vibe station after I get done feeling like a well-done steak. Why, Matthew, you never elaborated why you feel like a well-done steak. The suicide dive by El Tigre de Papura to take down Big Red Benson, resetting the count once again. The vibe station is there. No, right, I got that one. Heel from the start. Steve Hollywood was leading a gang of thugs through TWF. That's pretty bad guy. Miles Maximus felt like a good guy. Like he could be a good guy. Mateo Vargas, his name was the Latin Wonder Kid, and like I don't know, he felt like we should cheer him. He did all these spectacular moves. They were cool as hell. Why would we want to boo that? Currently, I think Matthew James is more of a face. I don't know his lore. You never really elaborated the lore of Miles Maximus besides he's Miles the Plug Maximus. I just thought he had a cool look, and I thought he could be a good guy that people got behind. As Big Red Benson putting on the Boston Crab. El Tigre de Purpura with the reversal, though. Able to get out of it. Just using that proper leg strength on the Big Red Benson. The chop as El Tigre de Purpura is firing on all cylinders, ready to take it to the U.S. champion. Has the U.S. champion been running himself thin here, though, in the TWF? Jumping Fergus Stonebridge, attacking Colt Danielson in a parking lot brawl. Will we see a loss here? Having a lights out match. Matthew doesn't make sense for being a heel, though. At least at the moment, it feels like everybody watching wants to see you win those tag team titles. We're all behind you to win those. El Tigre de Purpura picking up Big Red Benson, showcasing a feat of strength to drop the giant 6'7" jiu-jitsu fighter right on his head. And gets the pinfall over him. Big Red Benson might have spread himself a little thin here. El Tigre de Purpura with a big win here in TWF over the Big Red Benson, the U.S. champion. You know he's got to be looking for he will be looking for a title opportunity soon. El Tigre de Purpura, one of the newest signings here to TWF, joining in this season. Only been around for about a month now. Same with Big Red Benson. Big Red Benson about 3 weeks. That beautiful shoulder. And here's the move that finishes the whole match. El Tigre de Purpura getting the win over El Tigre de Purpura. Well, I guess Universe doesn't want to trigger stuff that says Franco Diaz didn't come back. He said he didn't want to. He said he wants to go work at C. Well, Colt Danielson was supposed to jump Big Red Benson, but I love when Universe Mode doesn't go the way it's supposed to. '90 is the overall, yes, Troy. Jack Powell will be facing Tyler the Cactus one-on-one. I don't care how you get to 90 overall, because I think that's how you create very diverse and different wrestlers. But as long as the overall is 90. Jack Powell versus Tyler the Cactus. This is going to be a #1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship, as Tyler the Cactus did beat Garrett Rogers on Monday in that gauntlet eliminator. But Jack Powell, he's a man on a mission. He's never held that World Heavyweight Championship here in the TWF, and he said he needs it.
Is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to
I think we can't make Big Red Benson a zesty new manager. Actually, I made a manager for one of the streamers, ODST Walker, because he said he wants to be a guy in a suit, and I'm like, actually, we could do that. That might work for Big Red Benson's, you know, manager. The prediction's live, ladies and gentlemen. Will Jack Powell win? No, Dallas, you're not muted. Troy, I don't blame you if your game crashed and nothing saved. I would be spazzing too, wasting an hour. So Big Red Benson isn't zesty per se, but he is zesty.
And his opponent from San Antonio,
Tyler the Cactus, a 3-time TWF US champion, a 2-time world heavyweight champion, and a 1-time hardcore. Jack Powell with 1,000 tokens bet on him, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh.
Look at it! 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 I want all of you to look at it!
Troy, this is why I'm about to... This is why I be about to raise your shit. $1,500 tokens bet on Tyler the Cactus here. 1,000 flat on Jack Powell currently. Prediction's still open, ladies and gentlemen, as Jack Powell starts off hot in this matchup over Tyler the Cactus. I'm offing myself. Troy, no, don't do that. What about your big wiener? No. No skill issues. Sorry. That sucks, Troy. That really has to hurt. You even translated your name to Troy. Now you need to double down and make it. You need to make sure, you got to make sure you make this now, because this sounds sweet. No, it sucks. Well, it sounds like you just got to save up and get really lucky on these bets. The power bomb. Not all of them are. I still left a lot of them. Only the ones that are getting used a lot. You know, supply and demand. I'm officially going to cash out. As the Cactus throws, he grabs a microphone, throws it on the mat. Jack Powell with an axe handle from the top. Matthew James is officially going to cash out. Are you gonna cash out? You gonna
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni!
Being a jabroni's pretty sweet. You get to make money. As Jack Powell mounts on top of the Cactus brought it in a microphone. Not sure why. Might have wanted to cut a promo here on Jack Powell. Call him a jabroni or something. Collar and elbow tie up. But Troy, gonna lose everything. Matthew James, then just don't play it. I removed the Dale Jr. one. I want to find a funnier NASCAR call one. And a desperado lariat by the Cactus as he goes to the outside. The Cactus using the steel chair. But a rebound lariat by Jack Powell. These two men fighting tooth and nail to see who is the true #1 contender for Garrett Rogers' World Heavyweight Championship, ladies and gentlemen. But Jack Powell not able to get anything done. Leg drop. Collar and elbow. Dragging Jack Powell. Or Jack Powell dragging the Cactus across. Headbutting the big man goes down and he's on that bottom rope. The crowd chanting the end hit. They want to see Jack Powell beat the Cactus here. And will that drive-by dropkick be enough? No, I feel you, bro. Troy, if it makes you feel any better, when I was making the Cactus, a lot of his shit did not work. But now I think he looks sweet. Jack Powell using that steel chair to his advantage here. And a lariat turning him inside out. The ref trying to get them back in the ring. I don't know why the counts got broken for hardcore matches. As the Cactus carrying around the table on the outside slides it into the ring at the count of 8. Oh, and the Cactus and Jack Powell trading blows. And a rolling forearm by the Cactus. Jack Powell just wasn't able to answer whatever he had coming. The Cactus doing a little celebration on the outside and a springboard, just a slingshot leg drop. Big moves here. Fix something, 2K breaks something new. That's the rule, I guess. Apparently with 2K, that's how you make games. It's compromising, not... And I don't fuck with that. And a ripcord lariat by Jack Powell, looking like he wants to spear the Cactus here. These two men just going at it, doing anything to become
eternity later.
Doing anything to become #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Cactus rolls to the outside of the ring though, and crowd here in Chicago is chanting "Fight Forever." And a big takedown. A military press power slam right under the Cactus. Referee slides into position. Will this be enough to put the Cactus away? And Jack Powell is your #1 contender, ladies and gentlemen. Defeating the Cactus here in this matchup for the World Heavy to determine who will be the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Cactus had a win over Garrett Rogers, but Jack Powell had a wave of momentum. And he told the Cactus if he beats him tonight, he wants to face Garrett Rogers. The Cactus giving it all his might, but Jack Powell just able to give him a little bit more. Just swinging that steel chair, and the Cactus trying everything he can, pulling some tricks out of his sleeve, but nothing was able to work here. And finally, the spear, which was the real tide turner here, as Jack Powell just continued that onslaught. A couple more moves and just said, "This is it. We're going home." Choking the Cactus out, grabbing him. The Cactus is no light. You have an announcement? An announcement? Not a announcement.
Here is your winner,
Jack Powell with a big win here. Defeating the Cactus here tonight. Becoming the #1 contender for Garrett Rogers' World Heavyweight Championship. Fuck you, Matthew James. Take your tokens. The Dudley Boys versus the James Gang. Who's destined to win? Prediction going live. I don't think we're gonna be doing a tournament for King and Queen of the Ring just yet. I want that to be more in the summertime. I also don't want that to be like a whole pay-per-view to take up itself. I feel like that's one that we would do like a pay-per-view, an extra pay-per-view that month to do it. Because I still want, you know, I'd still want to have monthly pay-per-views, but every so often maybe 2 pay-per-views in a month, and that could be something that we'd do a second pay-per-view for. The James Gang makes their way to the ring as they've been hunting for those tag team titles in every which way. They almost got the job done when the titles were on the line, but there was a count out disqualification win for them. They couldn't get it done in a street fight against RVD and Sabu. You know, the James Gang has to have their eyes on Truth and Consequences. Those guys have been going crazy in the tag team division, and if the James Gang doesn't win those titles, Truth and Consequences might never give them up if they get the titles. Another team that we thought would never lose the titles in the start of TWF, the Dudley Boys. These big bastards make their way to the ring all the way from Dudley Bell. TWF Originals joining in on the original season of TWF live on Twitch. Some big signees to get TWF off the ground. Yvonne getting fired up on the corner post as Bubba's ready. Collar and elbow tie up, a kick right to the gut. Flips him over and a knee strike. Nick James starting this match off, while Bubba Ray Dudley will start off for Team 3D. Frustration Matthew feels has to be fueling him in this match. Him and his brother Nick James in this match against the Dudley Boys. The James Gang, former World Heavyweight Champions respectively, each of them, but have never held those tag team titles here in the TWF, and that's what they've been hunting for almost 6 months now. Yvonne goes up top as Bubba pulls the legs apart and goes, "What's up?" A headbutt right to the crotch. But Nick James with a reversal Devon keeps stomping him down, though, and keeping him down. Bouncing off the ropes. Devon goes for a leg drop, shades of Hulk Hogan. And a big kick right to the head of Devon Dudley from Nick James. The James gang hunting desperately for their first ever tag team titles in the TWF. Facing off against maybe the gatekeepers of the tag team division, truly the Dudley Boys. Them and the Steiners were the first tag teams signed to TWF in its original season, and you know the Dudley Boys said they might want to be TWF tag team champions one more time, but Nick James, just a beautiful springboard frog splash, and now working over Devon in the corner there. A form to the back of the head. A second one. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a third. Actually, wait, not a bad concept. Yet again, Mario, not a bad concept for a main event match. I really like that idea. Like a Joker's Wild kind of tournament would be really fun. Collar and elbows. I was sent into the James gang's corner. Package pile driver on Bubba Ray Dudley rolls through as Matthew James turns him into a brain buster. Oh, what a beautiful combination of tag team wrestling on display here. Matthew James goes for a springboard moonsault but doesn't succeed. Bubba sends him over the ropes and is yelling to their fans. Might be thinking about a table here. I like the idea of like the random lottery tag team. That sounds fun. That sounds like a really fun idea for yet again another not like the main, like a little side plot of TWF pay-per-view. An elbow to the back of the head, collar and elbow tie up. TWF will be going live this Sunday with its second pay-per-view of the year. The Chicago Street Massacre. Oh, you got a name for the pay-per-view. I'm up for hearing the name. I said Chicago Street Massacre, but that was just the one that I had in my back pocket. As we see Matthew James throwing a big flurry of offense against Bubba Ray Dudley, a knee strike. Matthew James making the tag to his brother Nick. Is Nick James stalking in and zeroing in on the big bad Bubba Ray Dudley. Devon Dudley, though, waiting patiently for his chance to get in as Nick James chokes him out in the corner. Going up for an eagle eyes isosceles view. Bubba Ray Dudley fighting tooth and nail with a giant drop kick. Into the corner now. Will we see a 3D? Tag made. Oh, a Dudley death device. But only a 1 count. Nick James kicks out of it. A headbutt to Nick James right in the center of the ring. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, I think he might be busted open too. Yes, he is, as the crimson mask starts to pour over his face. The, you know, that the mixture of that salt of the sweat mixing with the blood, and that gets in your eyes. Bubba breaking up the tag. Going for another pin here. The collar and elbow. Twisting neckbreaker. A neighborhood war. North side versus south side. I do like the neighborhood war. I don't know if it needs the subtitle of the north side versus south side. Also, that's called the Crosstown Classic when it comes to baseball. Matthew James delivering some Celtic style strikes across Devon's chest. I do like the neighborhood war though. Punch right to the head. Lifts him up for for a backdrop. Nick James not looking good as Devon, but Matthew James delivers a super kick as the TWF Crosstown Classic. I do like the neighborhood war, the TWF Crosstown Classic. A big win for the James gang here. Oh, but the tag team champions assaulting the James gang, stealing their thunder away. Dylan and Cody Storm, the core, showing off those tag team titles over Matthew James and Nick James. Up next, what's the idea you got for a ring? I really like the name of the neighborhood war crosstown TWF's Crosstown Classic. Pistolera will be taking on Emily Montana. And now Pistolera is joining us, signed over from GPW. Hosted over by Bubba Electric on Wednesdays. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, Mario. Well, I will figure something out this weekend.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Sarah the Savage.
Pistolera making her TWF debut here tonight. Will be facing a former women's champion, Emily Montana. Get your channel points in, ladies and gentlemen, if you think that Pistolera will win in her debuting match. Or if you think Emily Montana will beat her. Pistolera showing off here for the Chicago crowd. Make sure to tune in to GPW's tour of Route 66. They're hitting all the hot spots along Route 66 this summer. But Pistolera will be facing off against Emily Montana.
From Fort Wayne, Indiana, Emily Montana.
Emily Montana, a one-time women's champion here, and is currently hunting for her second time in the dance to win that title. Kennedy Ann has that title held up. The Queen Kennedy Ann of the core. She's a set, and it's hard to get that title off of Kennedy. She loves it, just like Charlotte Flair loves the belt. Emily Montana versus will be taking on Pistolera, debuting here tonight. We have more women's action up next. Yeah, I know. TWF with 2 women's matches, crazy. These fine ladies will be having a 4-way. Pistolera getting let out by the ref. We could do something like that. I was thinking we making it an annual event, just nonetheless, but it's one that we always return back to Chicago for. It's Pistolera getting her leg worked over by Emily Montana. Emily Montana showing why she is a former women's champion here in TWF. Only holding the title for about 3 weeks. Sidestep by Pistolera and some stiff kicks right to the leg now. I think we're gonna retire TWF in your house. Going up top is Pistolera. And sent down. Stiff kicks. All right, Matthew. As Pistolera gets overpowered by Emily Montana here. An ad starts. Ooh, we gotta snooze that shit. We will run an ad after this. A diving. That big dive. Adrenaline rush. I do actually like that one too. Very sweet and to the point. Emily Montana trying to drag Pistolera into the ropes, but no, she fights out with some vicious elbows. A scoop and a slam, but will Emily Montana get out? She does. Ducks under and a big spin kick by taking her down off the ropes, and a senton. The big headed momentum by Emily Montana trying to get a win over debuting Pistolera. Stomp to the arm. Kicks right to the face. As Emily Montana in control of this matchup, you know she has to be thinking about any time she can get a chance to face against Kennedy Ann for that women's championship. For an international pay-per-view, I'm also listening. Stomp right to the arm. A big chop. And continues this flurry of offense and finishes that combo with a DDT. Pistolera going for the cover on Emily Montana. Will this be it? She uses the mist and kicks right in the face. A punt kick following up with it. Not enough to put Emily Montana down. The French Revolution. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Feels kind of a little political. Oh no. Triple crossroads. Rolling cutters, as they're known traditionally. But Emily Montana kicks out, proving that she is a big-time fighter. I mean, fair enough. We need to have a UK... Matthew James is right. We do need a UK pay-per-view over a French pay-per-view. Solara looking to fly. Giant crossbody. Dog, Harrison's from England. We gotta go visit Harry B's hood. Big cutter on the outside. Pistolara rolls into the ring. Trying to get the ref back in, get Emily Montana back in the ring. Pistolara not gonna allow it, but Emily Montana with a float over into a head scissor takedown. The agility from this giant lady here, and yeah, a staggering 6'2". Off the ropes. Emily Montana is busted open. I didn't even notice that. And an exploders. It's not that we can't, but I would rather prioritize visiting somebody's hometown that is currently in our federation. A bunch of big flurries. Oh no, another ad. Dismissed. That's my only thought process on it. I don't mind going international. I just also don't know if France has a big wrestling community besides like Andre the Giant. A cover by Emily Montana here. Referee sliding into position, just ready for it. What a kick out. In the ropes, ladies and gentlemen. Emily Montana looking for some way to finish Pistolara off here. About 8 minutes. Clash and parry. Fair enough, Mario. I mean, Clash in Paris sounds sweet. I like that. I like that a little bit better than Clash in Paris. Emily Montana and Pistolara put on a banger here, as Pistolara showing why she is one of the top draws in GPW. And she might be one of the top draws in the ladies division here in TWF. But Emily Montana showcasing some spectacular moves. Making sure to get some stretches in. Crazy camera angle, we're just gonna skip that. Pistolara, here we get a replay of Pistolara using that miss and a kick right to the head. A dirty move, but it popped the crowd here, I'm not gonna lie. I agree. This is the real tide turner here. The triple rolling cutters. Devastating here. Yeah, I know, I realize that. I realize that also, though, there's going to be a lot of people that use moves that overlap. Real talk, as long as they're not finishers, I'm not the most upset about it. You know, that is true. For WWE, it sucks. But have you ever watched Smoky Mountain Wrestling? That is basically... Smoky Mountain Wrestling used to be so sweet. It was basically ECW before, but like ECW's developmental. That's the best way I can describe it.
Here is your winner,
Jim Cornette was the booker. Like for New Jack wrestled there. You know, a lot of ECW stars wrestled there, but since Jim Cornette had good working relations with Vince McMahon, you'd see a lot of WWE stars come down there and refine their talents. It was cool. There was a lot of cool stuff for Smoky Mountain Wrestling. If you guys have Peacock, I do recommend it. There are some crazy matches. Up next, another GPW star is joining the ranks of TWF. CC Prism will be facing off against... she's got some big names in there. She's got Amber, Samantha James, and Kennedy Ann in this women's match. Bro, Cornette is sweet. You're a cornball if you... Like, excluding his controversial hot takes, Cornette as a wrestling mind and booker is so sound. He was so good as a Ring of Honor booker, so good as the TNA booker, so good as the Smoky Mountain booker. Like, bro just gets wrestling. His crazy hot takes aside, like, bro, he's good. Mario, I'll change Amber's theme here. I'll change. She's just a jabroni I made. But I will change. I'll change her theme song if you want to use the Carmella theme for Olivia Vargas. Bro, I'll be real. The only reason I gave her Carmella's theme is because Carmella's theme slaps, bro. For taking my feathers. Does she? Wait, does she have feathers? I didn't notice any feathers on her. Amber, our first contestant here.
And her opponents, first from Aurora, Illinois,
CC Prism making her debut to TWF. Another GPW star joining the ranks here. She's getting the full fill of the TWF fans' love here tonight, and she's gonna soak it all in just like a sponge. Was it really? I didn't even notice that. That's interesting, Mario. I did not know that. I really like what Bubba did and like had AI renders, like realistic renders made of his the CAWs. CC Prism making her debut and getting the love from the TWF crowd here. Olivia would go to the cactus with a lawsuit in her hands. And then the courts are going to say, wow, she's wearing a jacket.
representing the Bludgeon Brothers,
Samantha James trying to lead the James gang to the promised land of them holding the tag team titles and her being the women's world champion. Mario, I told you I'll change the music once Olivia gets back. Until then, I still want to hear the Carmella theme. It slaps. There's also only so many songs in game. Some characters just work really well with a song. You know how many people made a wrestler with the Tommaso Ciampa theme song in 2K24 that I just had to go change? Dylan Storm had it. Phelps the Falcon had it. Matthew James had it. Gears' second character had it. No. Kennedy Ann, the 7-time women's champion here in TWF. She is won the world championship for the women's division the most here in TWF. Followed by Olivia Vargas with 4 women's titles. CC Prism, Samantha James, Kennedy Ann, Amber, all ready to duke it out. First fall to a finish. Kennedy Ann and CC decided to go at it, and now Samantha James and Kennedy Ann squaring off. A drop kick right to the chest by Amber to Prism. A big slam to Amber by Samantha James, an exploder style suplex here. It was Cody, excuse me, sorry. Phelps the Falcon had it. There was one more person who had it too, and I think it was Gears' second character, Randy Razor, that never really got used. Everybody, for some reason, used Tommaso Ciampa's theme last year. Samantha James is the sister of the James family. His mom's name is like JC James or something. A whole wrestling family is crazy, by the way. As these 4 ladies doing battle here, Kennedy Ann and Prism. Oh, Samantha James takes a chop to Prism as Samantha James just misses that Hurricanrana. Going for a leg breaker on Prism and then follows it up with a suplex. The only reason I said that is she might lead the James gang to the promised land of holding all the gold is because she's the only singles wrestler in the James gang currently. Collar and elbow as Amber gets sent back into the ring. Samantha James grabbing that table and slams it right against CC. Samantha James, looking for a snapmare driver right into, taking Kennedy Ann right into the mat. Going for a cover here. CC Prism rolling into the ring, trying to break it up, but not there in time. Luckily, Kennedy Ann broke up the pin herself. The springboard hand scissor takedown by Amber here, taking down CC Prism. Collar and elbow as Kennedy Ann runs off the ropes. Samantha James taking a moment, just a breather outside the ring. Pulling up Cece for a power bomb. Amber delivers a power bomb after Samantha James delivers one of her own to Kennedy Ann. Now Amber and Samantha James squaring up here. Neck breaker onto that steel chair. Ooh, that could not feel good for Amber. Samantha James with a big hip toss onto Kennedy Ann. Collar and elbow. Beautiful monkey flip by Amber. And slams down Samantha James's head. Slamming Amber's head right into that turnbuckle. We see CC Prism grabbing that steel chair and using it as effectively as anybody else in that ring will. Going for a big chop. And Amber able to get that head scissor takedown once again. You did not tell me the story of Samantha. Going for the cover. Samantha James has to get in and break that up. Kennedy Ann's out, but oh, CC able to break out of that pin quickly. Okay. Another big forearm shot, sending her down, but Kennedy Ann sidesteps that running knee strike by Samantha James. Samantha in the corner now, but her elbow strike as Amber throws her back in with a forearm shot of her own. CC Prism grabbing another steel chair and laying into Samantha James. I think she might have busted her open with that chair shot right across the head. And I think Kennedy Ann might be busted open too after a shot like that. I believe so, as I saw her rolling out of the ring. CC Prism going insane in the ring right now. Hips up. A big kick. A springboard right into the small of the back. Kennedy Ann taking it to Amber on the outside and just showing off for the fans here in Chicago. Collar and elbow. Kick right to the gut. Picks up Samantha James for a powerbomb and beautiful bridge over with it. Only a one count as the referee was distracted. Go behind. Samantha James trying to drag Kennedy Ann over into that corner turnbuckle. In her wrestling league. Ah. A big drop kick and a big double team by Samantha James and Amber, but that was a short-lived team together. Referee's got his hands full just trying to, you know, count who is who. Going for these big chops versus CC Prism and goes for the knee strike. Amber goes for a bulldog on the outside. Floats over, pulls her up, powerbomb, goes for the cover, and breaks it up quickly. Referee continuing the count once again. Throwing the microphone at Kennedy Ann. Will that be all she wrote? No, as Amber's there to break it up. Oh, smacks CC as she's going down. These ladies are all jockeying for position, trying to get the first pinfall here. A leg sweep. Kennedy Ann and Samantha James both busted open. A diving leg drop as CC looks for a big Styles clash. The color correction, that's what I'm gonna call it. Both people going for a pin at the same time. And both ladies kick out just in the nick of time. Collar and elbow. Another roundabout drop kick by Amber to Samantha James. As CC Prism goes for an overlift. I'm not sure. What a beautiful sunset flip powerbomb as Samantha James gets picked up by CC. Sent into the corner. Dancing around the ring with her partner before she brings her for an, oh no. Sister James delivering a Sister Abigail. Going for the cover here. These ladies giving it their all here in this matchup. Lee going for broke as Kennedy Ann proving what she is the current women's champion. We have CC going for Samantha James with the reversal. A backstabber by Amber to CC Prism. Now the booty pop and moonsault, but Samantha James throws a chair on the outside. Powerbomb to Samantha James on the outside of the ring. Kennedy Ann and Samantha fighting bitterly here. Rolls through for a quick cover. Samantha James there to break it up. A fisherman's buster by Kennedy Ann as Samantha James grabs another chair. Said no to... Oh, and Samantha James picks her up for a powerbomb of her own, center of the ring. CC slides in some stairs. And CC couldn't get there in time after grabbing those stairs. There was a lot of chaos going on in this matchup as we saw CC Prism, Samantha James. I could. If she does do a moonsault or anything like that. Call it the rainbow salt. Samantha James just leading this match and getting that pin over Kennedy Ann. A big momentum shift here in their rivalry. CC Prism did a great job in her debut here in TWF, showcasing why she's one of the best women's wrestlers in GPW today. And I think that Kennedy Ann and Samantha James both have her locked as a threat in the ring. Amber just having fun with a little booty shaking moonsault. Wasn't enough to get it done though. Kennedy might be counting her days. Samantha James with a big win over these three other ladies here tonight. Blood pouring down her face as she has her hard-fought victory, and she gets to celebrate in Chicago, Illinois here tonight. You know Kennedy Ann's got to be watching her back now, as Samantha James, with a full head of momentum, will be coming in for TWF Neighborhoods Wars, the Crosstown Classic this Sunday. Up next, Bubba Electric is going to be taking on Captain Ripple for the TWF World Television Championship. Captain Ripple and Bubba Electric facing each other. Yeah, he is. He's a good old Texas boy. That's the whole gimmick. And that's not how this is supposed to go. What would TWF be without some shenanigans? Bubba Electric taking on Captain Ripple for that TWF Television Championship here live, ladies and gentlemen. Will Captain Ripple or Bubba Electric win in his debut match here in TWF?
The World's Television Light Heavyweight Championship.
Bubba Electric making his way to the TWF. One of the biggest names in GPW has signed on the dotted line to start working with the TWF. And he's coming here and he's wanting to make a big statement. He said he wants to face off against the TV champion, Captain Ripple. Let's see if Captain Ripple's got what it takes. And I call a manager spot of me and him partnering with Colt knowing both of my gimmicks. Ooh. I assume they won't have the same she won't have Vargas's last name. Captain Ripple, a two-time TWF TV champion. As your lore reason, she's married to Mateo Vargas, correct? Just making sure I have all the lore remembered from last season, correct? But Captain Ripple, the two-time TV champion, a three-time junior heavyweight champion, and a two-time tag team champion here in TWF, has had quite the list of accomplishments, but he's looking to defend that TV title even longer. But he's got a big mountain of a man named Bubba Electric standing in the opposite corner of him tonight. We'll have to see how Bubba does. We'll have to see what Bubba does, but what Bubba does, Bubba do. That TWF World Television Championship's on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. As Captain Ripple about to prepare and hand the title away. Don't go anywhere. We have one more matchup after this.
Introducing the challenger from Amarillo, Texas, weighing in at 286 pounds,
BE Bubba Electric standing in that blue corner.
weighing in at 220 pounds, the World's Television Light Heavyweight Champion, the Captain Ripple.
The Captain Ripple, formerly Barry Ripple here in TWF 2K24, but now he's the captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Jack Powell does have a #1 contender shot against Garrett Rogers for that World Heavyweight Championship. But Garrett Rogers is in competition tonight against Richard Mason in a tables match. Richard Mason was a little bummed about not being on the card, and so is Garrett Rogers. And the Cactus said, you know what? We'll squeeze in a nice little tables match between you two here tonight. As Bubba Electric and Captain Ripple squaring off. Ripple starting off hot with some kicks right to Bubba's face. Trying to work over the back now of Bubba. Not to be confused with Bubba Ray Dudley. Ripple throws a big shot right onto the chest of Bubba Electric. Ripple missing his springboard and giving Bubba Electric an opportunity to strike, but Ripple showcasing why he is that television champion here tonight, and showing that why you can't just walk in here and get a win off of him that easily. But Bubba Electric, ready, willing, and able to go all the way, proving that he's been able to go in many other companies. He wants to prove that he can do it in TWF now. Yeah, Matthew, yeah, that tables match might be a little quick, but you know, I feel like TWF Turbo tonight has been a very solid card with lots of thrills, lots of spills, and Ripple this time connecting with his diving knee strike. Oh, but Electric not looking good here as Ripple's getting fired up, calling for it. He's in the corner, running knee strike, takes down Bubba. Bouncing off the ropes and goes for a curb stomp on Bubba Electric. Ripple going for another knee strike on the Bubba Electric. These two men do in battle in such a nasty way. Ripple going for yet again another diving knee strike from that springboard position. Bubba has not had any offense here. Just as I say that, he's starting to show why he is one of the big names in GPW. Showcasing why you can't count him out until the match is over. He always says, don't. He always says, make sure you don't count me out until the fat lady sings. But Ripple going for the cover here on Bubba Electric. And the fat lady is singing here. Captain Ripple defending his TV championship. I don't think that'll be the end of Bubba Electric and the GPW gang here in TWF. I think if anything, it was a strong showing and a strong start. Bubba wasn't ready to go up against a technical wizard like Captain Ripple here for that television championship. And we see all these highlights here. Ripple was just in control of this matchup here over Bubba. Bubba might have got a little stumbled over the big names and the big lights here on TWF. Might not have been ready to take on Captain Ripple with the title. Might have wanted to fight, but he said he was ready to dive headfirst into the pool with a cannonball, and he did make a splash here. Olivia Sinclair. Interesting. And now our main event of the evening, Richard Mason takes on Garrett Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tables match. Prediction starts now, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew, I would be more than happy with you going back to singles competition after, you know, after you win your... I want you to complete this story, bro. This story feels... I'm so excited to see you win those tag team titles. It's a year in the making, Matthew.
The following contest is a tables match.
Richard Mason will be taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, Garrett Rogers, who will win this match in a tables match, non-title matchup, of course. Richard Mason, a former one-time TV champion, losing the title back to Captain Ripple, he issued this challenge saying, I just want to face somebody in a tables match. Matthew, real talk, you have me more invested in. I want to see you win these tag team titles. When you didn't win them in the normal match, I was so hurt because one, I want to have the Core versus the James Gang for the titles. But now we can do that anyway because the James Gang and the Core, the Core just jumped the James Gang tonight. Richard Mason, the bright lights of the main event of TWF Turbo. Well, good thing this is the final match of TWF. The World Heavyweight Champion Garrett Rogers making his way back home. The World's Heavyweight Champion here home in Chicago, Illinois.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 245.
Showcasing that World's Heavyweight Championship, Garrett Rogers, a now 4-time World Heavyweight Champion here in TWF. A man that is grinning ear to ear with himself, saying that he was going to retire if he didn't win that title. He said it seems like I can't get to the dance anymore, and I can't make it count when it does. With the title under his around his waist, excuse me. He said he feels the new wave of confidence leading him and the TWF into the future. Prediction is open, ladies and gentlemen. 5,000 channel points bet on Garrett Rogers to beat Richard Mason here tonight. Will Richard Mason create an upset? As Garrett Rogers starts off with a big pump kick right into the chest of Richard Mason. And a running knee strike by Garrett Rogers, a springboard acai. Moonsault. A kick to the gut right by Richard Mason to Garrett Rogers, and a lariat takes him down to the mat. The Thunderbolt Rogers with a quick reversal, and already going out by the tables here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first man to put your opponent through a table here. Well, brainbuster. Garrett Rogers looked like he was trying to end it right there with that. Collar and elbow tie up as Richard Mason is dragging Garrett Rogers. Hits him with those elbow strikes right to the gut. Into the corner goes Richard Mason, and now Garrett Rogers might be looking for something. Stop emoting. Garrett Rogers with a big steam, a big head of momentum, and throwing that boot right across the face of Richard Mason. Garrett Rogers grabbing that table, trying to end things quickly here in Chicago. Collar and elbow tie up. Tries to send Mason for the ride. Off the ropes. A drop down. And a knee strike as Richard Mason lands right on top of the backside of that table. Ooh, that cannot feel good, ladies and gentlemen. Rogers throws that table right on top of him. Grabs another one. Duel of the Fates? Nah, it's Duel of the Tables. We're in a big punch, collar, and elbow. As Richard Mason might be thinking a power bomb through the table to get the win here. What a short fucking busted main event. I thought the table match would be fun. It was really fucking short.
Here is your winner,
Richard Mason with a big win over the world champion. Getting a big head of momentum. He leaves Chicago here knowing that he bested Garrett Rogers in a tables match in his hometown. Let's do a quick rundown of the card, ladies and gentlemen. We saw Truth and Consequences take on the Hardy Boys in our opening contest here. We saw Big Red Benson versus El Tigre de Purpura in a where Big Red Benson couldn't get the win over the Purple Tiger. Jack Powell and Tyler the Cactus had a #1 contenders match as Garrett Rogers took a pinfall loss to Tyler the Cactus, and Jack Powell's had a big head of momentum going into this match. Jack Powell is your new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Champion. There you go, Mario. I paid you out. The James Gang took on the Dudley Boys, and they got a big win over the Dudley Boys here tonight. But as the match came to a close, and the James Gang was celebrating in the ring, we saw the core of Dylan Storm and Cody Storm attack them with those tag team titles. The champions just roaring in the face. Yeah, Matthew, you're right. Pistolara from GPW made her debut here on TWF, facing off against Emily Montana with a big win here tonight. Then we saw a fatal four-way between 4 world-class athletes between Amber, CC Prism, Samantha James, and Kennedy Ann. Samantha James got a big pinfall win over the current women's world champion Kennedy Ann in this matchup. Captain Ripple defended his World Television Championship against a debuting also from GPW, Bubba Electric, in a very short match. And then Richard Mason and Garrett Rogers had a tables match in our main event to send the crowd home happy. Garrett Rogers got sent through a table here tonight. That was TWF Turbo. Thank you everybody for joining TWF Turbo. I've been your host, Tagged Up Tyler. We will be back very shortly. I want to go eat some noodles real quick. Then I'll be back in like 20 minutes. And we'll play some games. Alrighty. Bye. Are you setting up for the draft? That's sweet. But bye. I'll be back shortly.